Assalamu alaikum students. Today this is my first lecture of BSc or BS book by Professor Ghulam Rasool Choudhury, a textbook of inorganic chemistry, and today we will start its chapter number 2. The title of chapter number 2 is chemical bonding. So in this lecture I will firstly do the introduction and obviously the background knowledge of your FSC, and after that the first heading of this chapter will gonna be discussed, that is electronic theory of chemical bonding, and afterwards types of bonds, as you have studied in your ninth grade. Yes, in ninth grade, types of bond: ionic bond, covalent bond, metallic bond, okay, coordinate covalent bond. But here the things are in the larger level. So after that, ionic bond, then the structure of ionic compounds with its type 1:1. Now what's the 1:1 type? We will definitely gonna discuss this in our lecture. Then after that, the last headline of this lecture: structure of ionic compounds with type 1:2. So let's get started. स्टूडेंट्स, जैसे कि आपको पता है कि इंट्रोडक्शन अगर देखें तो हमारे पास क्या है कि हमारा जो चैप्टर का नेम है वो क्या है, केमिकल बॉन्डिंग। बैकग्राउंड नॉलेज की अगर मैं बात करूं तो हमारे पास एफएससी में हमने फर्स्ट ईयर में पार्ट 1, एफएससी पार्ट 1 में हमने केमिकल बॉन्डिंग के बारे में पढ़ा था इन चैप्टर 4, इफ़ आई एम नॉट रॉन्ग। तो हमने उसमें पढ़ा था कि जब भी एटम इंटरैक्ट करता है विद एन अदर एटम, it forms a strong type of interaction. It forms a strong interaction. You can call it a strong type of bonding, right? And this bonding could be ionic, covalent, right? By gaining, sharing, or losing, as a result of gaining, sharing or losing electrons, right? So जब एटम एटम इंटरैक्ट करते हैं, अट्रैक्ट होते हैं, तो स्ट्रॉन्ग टाइप ऑफ इंटरेक्शन बनता है। और एटम जब कंबाइन होते हैं, दे फॉर्म मॉलिक्यूल, राइट? Molecule. And when molecule and another molecule, or when a group of molecules interacts, they form a weak type of interaction. You can say it a weak type of interaction. For example, like Wander Waals interaction, right? So this is a weak type of interaction, and this is stronger interaction. Here electron pairing, electron sharing, gaining or losing is been involved. यहाँ पे इलेक्ट्रॉन्स लूज हो सकते हैं, गेन हो सकते हैं, शेयर हो सकते हैं, मतलब उस टाइप का सिनेरियो यहाँ पे इन्वॉल्व है। बट हेयर देयर इज़ नथिंग इन्वॉल्व, देयर इज़ नथिंग एनी टाइप ऑफ इन्वॉल्वमेंट ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन्स, राइट? So this was your background knowledge. Let's get started about chemical bond or chemical bonding. Firstly, what is chemical bond? Here let me write the heading, that is chemical bond. So what is chemical bond? As you have seen here, when two or more than two atoms interact, losing, gaining or sharing of electron is being involved. So can I define the chemical bond as, you have to write it whenever you have to write the definition of anything, you must write it is defined as, or it can be stated as, or anything like this, right? A strong, I think, strong, a strong attraction or a strong attractive forces that exist in between atoms, strong attractive forces that exist in atoms in a molecule. Let me give you the example. Is called chemical bond. All right, so here I'll quote the example. Related to chemical bond, you can exemplify the hydrochloric acid HCl molecule. Here hydrogen has positive charge, chlorine has negative charge. Hydrogen has positive charge and chlorine has negative charge. Why is it so? Because hydrogen has 1s, 1 electronic configuration, and chlorine, its atomic number is 1, chlorine atomic number is 17, right? And its electronic configuration is 1s, 2, 2s, 2, 2p, 2, 4, 2p, 6, 3s, 2, and 3p, 5, right? But okay, sorry, when hydrogen wants to get stable itself, it will lose its outermost 1 electron and form positive ion. Okay, it will become H positive, 1s 0, and hence that this electron is being gained. Hydrogen will lose and chlorine will gain this electron to form Cl negative ion. Okay, so in this way there is a strong type of ionic bond gets developed. So this is the chemical bond, or may I define it as a force that holds 2 or more atoms together. So I can define it as a force. Chemical bond is a force that holds two or more atoms together. Right? And hence in this way they form a stable molecule. Alright, so this was all about the introduction about chemical bond. So can I point it as here that role of electron here is very necessary or very vital. So can I write it as role of electron? यहाँ पे इलेक्ट्रॉन का रोल क्या होता है? Here the electron role is very vital, because if electron is not present here or the involvement of electron is not done, so chemical bond cannot be developed without the involvement of electron, right? The involvement of electron is very vital. You can quote any type of example here, whichever you want, whichever you feel easy. I think this was the easiest one, so that's why I have written the example of hydrochloric acid. Otherwise, you can, it's up to you, it's your choice. Whatever you want to quote the example, you can do, or you can quote, right? So let's come to the main topic, that who are the scientists which have explained the chemical bonding, and what were their work and what they said about the chemical bonding. So here the first topic we have 2.1, electronic theory of chemical bonding. There were two scientists named G.N. Lewis and W. Kossel. You might have studied their names in your ninth grade chemistry as well. In 1916, they put forward the electronic theory of chemical bonding. What were the scientists? G.N. Lewis and W. Kossel. In 1916, they put forward their electronic theory of chemical bonding. And what they said, उनकी statement क्या थी? वो क्या कहते थे? They used to say that the electronic bonding or the chemical bond formation, atoms interact by losing, gaining or sharing of electron so as to achieve a stable noble gas configuration. Means they used to interact or they used to react with each other to stabilize their outermost electronic configuration up to the noble gas configuration, right? So let me write the statement of G.N. Lewis and W. Kossel related to electronic theory of chemical bonding. They said that in chemical bond formation, atoms interact by losing, okay, I hope my handwriting is clear, by losing, gaining or sharing electron. They used to gain, lose or share electron so as to achieve a stable noble gas. It's noble gas, right? Electronic configuration, right? So this was their statement. इसका मतलब क्या है कि जैसे आपने नाइन्थ क्लास की केमिस्ट्री में पढ़ा है कि एटम्स रिएक्ट ही एक दूसरे के साथ क्यों करते हैं, क्योंकि उन्होंने अपने वैलेंस शेल को क्या करना होता है, कंप्लीट करना होता है. सो यहाँ पे अगर मैं आपको डेली लाइफ से एक एग्जांपल दे दूँ, ये नोट्स में अपने इंक्लूड मत कीजिएगा, बस यहाँ पे आपको समझाने के लिए मैं आपकी डेली लाइफ, जैसे आजकल का जो टाइम है उसमें क्या होता है कि एवरीबडी इंटरेक्ट, everybody do social interaction with others just for the sake of their own interest. Means if uh, if a number of people are interacting among themselves, they just have some type of their own personal interest, right? अपने पर्सनल इंटरेस्ट के बेस पे एक दूसरे के साथ इंटरेक्ट करते हैं. Same is the case with the atoms. Atoms do interact, or atoms do react with each other just for the sake of completion of their valence shell electronic structure. जो होता है इनका valence outermost shell का जो electronic configuration होती है, उसको इन्होंने stabilize करना होता है. उन्होंने up to the mark of noble gases अपनी electronic configuration को लेके जाना होता है. For example, like अगर मैं आपको example दूँ इस चीज़ के लिए, तो you can say like hydrogen है. Hydrogen has atomic number 1. It means in nucleus they have 1 proton and 0 neutron, and the valence shell they have 1 electron, right? Here they want to get, or they want to complete their outermost electron when they have, because as you know, in s orbit or in s shell or orbit there must be 2 electron, but hydrogen has 1 electron. So if they want to attain the noble gas configuration up to helium, because helium has 2 atomic number, or its outermost shell have 2 electrons. So if hydrogen wants to get stabilized, it might have to lose its outermost shell electron, or it might have to gain another electron from any other atom, right? So rarely in reaction with metals, like in the form of hydride, it gains electron and form -1 or 1 valency. It shows -1 valency, but mostly it forms H positive ion, because losing electron is easier as compared to gaining electron for hydrogen atom, right? In this case, so in this way, it in the form of hydrides it will get the outermost electronic configuration helium, but in another case, in the form of proton, they might also get stabilized itself, right? So we were talking about the electronic theory of chemical bonding. We have learned about the scientists, their statement, and we have discussed some examples related to daily life, just for the making concept more clear, right? Next we have a short statement or short question. You might say a short question, right? Short question here. Here a question may be like, why atoms join to form molecules? According to your course, why atoms joined to form, now my handwriting is getting rough, why atoms join to form molecules or molecule, right? Or you might add a heading in your notes as reason of atoms join to form molecule. Reason, मैं यहाँ पे just reason लिख लेती हूँ, right? Just to make the time lesser of my video. They join to form molecules to get stabilize themselves. अपने outermost shell को stabilize करने के लिए ये क्या करते हैं कि molecule बनाते हैं sorry, atoms join होते हैं और chemical bonding बनाते हैं. But here the question is, why atoms join to form molecules? Here in the formation of molecules there is nothing or any type of involvement of electrons, right? So the reason behind to form a molecule is just to get the physical state of any matter or any any substance. Okay, let me exemplify this: solid, liquid, and gas. There are three states of matter. Mostly there is a third state of matter, that is called plasma, but here the plasma state is beyond this topic, so we will not discuss that. We will just discuss about the solid, liquid, or gaseous state of matter. In solid state, atoms are ions or molecules, or some, or whatever you want to say it as. They are in the form of closed packing. So atom just the formation of the molecule. After the formation of atoms, bonding, and after that a molecule formation, just because to name that statement, that state of matter. In solid, molecules are in the form of compact closed packing. सो यहाँ पे जस्ट ये जो फिजिकल स्टेट ऑफ मैटर डिस्क्राइब हो रही है ना, जस्ट इसका ये रीज़न है. लिक्विड में क्या होता है, थोड़ी सी और स्पेसिंग होती है. एटम मॉलिक्यूल्स क्या होते हैं, थोड़े फॉर अपार्ट होते हैं. इनके अंदर डिस्टेंसेस आर मोस्टली ग्रेटर एज कम्पेयर टू सॉलिड्स. एंड इन गैशियस स्टेट दे आर लिटरली at a greater distance as compared to the other two states of matter, right? So this was the reason. You can write it as in your own wording. I have just made your concept clear. So next thing we have a very short definitions, or the definitions you have already studied in your 9th grade chemistry as well as in your FSC. That is about the Duplet Rule or the Octet Rule. Okay, let me try this if it's fit or not. Yes, Duplet Rule. Here is the Duplet Rule. So what the Duplet Rule states, it states that the tendency of an atom, किसी भी एटम की वो टेंडेंसी, वो कैपेबिलिटी, वो एबिलिटी कि वो अपने आउटर मोस्ट शेल में 2 इलेक्ट्रॉन्स को पूरा कर सके. Here the word duplet is depicting 2. Di means 2, duplet means 2, right? The tendency or ability, whatever you want to write it as, the tendency of atom to require 2 electrons in its outermost shell or the valence shell, right? Because my pointer is not as much good, its tip is not much good, so that's why I'm writing like this. Okay, the examples are like helium, you can write it as, or hydrogen. Alright, now the next one we have the Octet Rule. What is Octet Rule? Where the word octet means 8. So can I define it as the tendency of an atom to acquire 8 electrons in their valence shell. Here you can write the examples like chlorine, okay, or potassium. What's the atomic number of chlorine? 17. Potassium 19. Okay, you can write it their electronic configuration here as well: 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, and 3p5. So when it will get one electron, so here chlorine will complete its octet to form like 6 plus 2 8 electron. Okay, 6 plus 2 8 electron, so it will follow the octet rule. Now what about potassium? 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p, okay, 3p6, and 4s 19. 6, 2, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19. Yes, it's 4s1. So when it will get one more electron, it will complete its octet like this. 6 plus 2 will become 8. So the next heading we have Anatactics of chemical bond formation. It might be a new heading for you all, the one who are having their first semester in BS chemistry. The first semester are having inorganic chemistry as its subject, especially the postgraduate colleges. So the anatactics of chemical bond formation here means anatactics mean the involvement of energy, means energy ki involvement chemical bond formation